Hi, my name is Maliha. I got 10 grade 9s in my GCSEs, including in GCSE Physics, and today I'm going to give you my advice on how you can maximise your grade ahead of the Paper 1 exam. First of all, my first piece of advice is to get the physics equations into your head, of course. There's a few equations that you'll need to learn for your exam. So I found out after recording this video that I made a mistake. You guys actually will be receiving the full physics equation sheet in your exam, so you don't actually have to memorise the physics equations, so apologies for any confusion caused. However, the advice I'm going to give regarding the sticky note method that I'm going to talk to you guys about in just a moment, you can still use that for other concepts in physics like the circuit symbols and other stuff that you need to memorise. What you can do is get the list of all the physics equations you need to know and put each equation on a different separate sticky note, and stick those sticky notes around your house in different places that you normally look. For example, inside the fridge, on your chest of drawers, next to your bed, and then every time you go to look in those places you'll see that sticky note, and then that will remind you of the equation. And then what should happen over time is you should begin to associate those different parts of the house with the sticky notes or with the equation. So then when you're in your exam, if you close your eyes and you imagine yourself walking around your house and walking to different parts of your house, like, you know, opening your fridge, you'll remember the equation that was left in there because you've associated that equation with that location in your house. It's called a mind palace. Next advice is to try and get the circuit symbols in physics into your head. So, you know, the lamp, the cell, the battery, the diode. There's a lot of them, so it's important to know what they look like and to make the distinction between them and what their function is. So what I'd recommend you do for that is something called look, cover, write, check. So look at the circuit symbol, for example, on your phone screen, cover it, so turn your phone screen over so it's facing down, draw out the circuit symbol, and then turn over the phone back again to check if you got it right or not. And if you do that repeatedly over and over again, it should hopefully be able to help you commit the circuit symbols and what they look like to memory. Next bit of advice is you need to familiarise yourself as much as you can with the different required practicals. I'll watch video demonstrations of the different required practicals in physics on YouTube to help you understand like how they work. So if they ask you a practical question related to that in your exam, you're going to be able to answer it more succinctly and with a greater understanding and greater depth of knowledge. Ensure there are no gaps in your knowledge. So what I'd recommend you do is binge watch the free science lessons videos at 1.5 or 2 times speed, and the speeding up of it will help to increase the efficiency of you getting the knowledge into your head. Or watch the binge revision videos on science and maths by Primrose Kit in the YouTube channel. She crowns like entire multiple massive topics in physics into 1 hour long videos, and if you watch them at like 1.5 or 2 times speed, even if you can, it'll be a really quick and efficient way to identify gaps in your knowledge and then go and fill them in if necessary. Practice past papers from physics and maths tutor relentlessly. It's a form of active recall, a great way to apply your knowledge, and also it's going to be able to teach you exam technique as well. Speaking of exam technique, my general exam technique advice again is if you are struggling with the question, skip it and come back to it at the end. You need to identify quickly when you're spending too long on a question because you don't want to be wasting any time. At the end, when you're coming back to all the questions you missed out, don't leave any questions blank. If you don't understand the question, don't leave it blank. Just put something down, because chances are you could get method marks, or you could get a mark for putting like a random keyword that they were looking for. Whereas if you put nothing, you're guaranteed to get no marks for that question. So my advice, if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments or you can email me. My email is in my channel bio. Good luck with your exams, you got this, and yeah.